Little Shaq Star of the Week, Chapter 3, Buzzer Beater. As the week went on, Little Shaq tried his best to be a good star, but he wasn't getting better. After another slow start with attendance, Little Shaq thought about what Walters had said. Being Star of the Week was a lot like being the MVP. He knew that the MVPs were problem solvers, and he was good at that on the court. He could do this too. Suddenly, Little Shaq remembered the voice of his favorite basketball announcer. It was loud and clear, and it always got his attention. Little Shaq could sound like him. His class might listen. Little Shaq cleared his throat. Douglas Alvarez. He said it in his best announcer voice. Douglas responded right away. Little Shaq tried the voice again. Susie Carmichael. Here, said Susie. It was working. Now he wondered if he could fix the snack problem too. Little Shaq had paid attention to the number of students who asked for each snack. If he brought a list to Miss Stewart, the lunch lady, he could fill the basket with the snacks that made his class happy. This would require teamwork, but he hoped Miss Stewart would agree. During a recess, Little Shaq went inside the cafeteria. Miss Stewart was at the counter, setting out the bowl of apples. What can I do for you? She asked. Little Shaq explained his plan and gave Miss Stewart the list with the snacks. Snack list. 5 carrots, 9 pretzels, 6 apples, 6 milks, 7 apple juice, 7 orange juice. What a good idea, said Miss Stewart. You're a very responsible young man. The next morning, Little Shaq made his bed without being told. He was getting better at that too. Practice makes perfect, his mom always said. Mom and Dad seemed happy, and at school Mr. Penny was impressed after attendance. You've made quite an improvement, she said. You should be very proud. Thanks, Mr. Penny, said Little Shaq. I am. Later that day, Little Shaq went to the rec center to play basketball. Coach Makins blew his whistle, and Barry dribbled the ball down the court, bouncing it from hand to hand. Little Shaq quickly got open, and Barry passed him the ball. He wanted to go in for the dunk, but he knew he wasn't ready. Instead, Little Shaq lined up for a perfect fadeaway jump shot. Swish! He heard chants of MVP coming from the stands filled with his classmates. But then he looked up. He saw his whole family cheering too. After the game ended, Little Shaq met them at the bench. What are you doing here? He asked. I seem to remember there's a pet fair going on, said Mom. Really? Little Shaq jumped up and down. We're only here to look, said Dad. Little Shaq, Barry, Malia, and Tater sprinted over to the fair. While everyone else looked at the Labrador puppies, Little Shaq kept walking. At the end of the next row, he found what he wanted. Asleep inside a crate was an orange kitten with black stripes. It reminded him of a tiger, his favorite kind of cat. Little Shaq reached in and carefully lifted the kitten. He cradled it in his arms, knowing this was his cat. When he looked up, Mom and Dad were behind him. Can I get him? He asked. Mom glanced at Dad. Let's take the night to think about it. The next day, Little Shaq took attendance and passed out snacks for the last time as Star of the Week. On Monday, it would be Barry's turn. In the final hour of school, Little Shaq set up his table for show and tell. He waved to his family in the back of the room. He noticed a cardboard box at Tater's feet that was probably filled with toys to keep him busy. Before we start with show and tell, Mr. Penny, let's give a round of applause for our Star of the Week. The whole room clapped. Little Shaq felt his cheeks get hot, but he wasn't nervous this time. He said thank you and started his presentation. His seashell collection and the photo from Nana Ruth's party were big hits, but his all-star basketball blew everyone away. Little Shaq passed it around so his class could see the signatures. When the basketball returned to Little Shaq, he began to pack up his things. Wait! Tater yelled just as the bell was about to ring. You've got one more thing. Dad reached into the box. Tater clapped his hands with excitement. We thought you could tell your class about this guy, Dad said. Little Shaq couldn't believe it. Dad was holding the kitten Little Shaq had picked out at the fair. He gave Dad a big hug and scooped up his new pet. "Everyone," said Little Shaq, "this is my cat, Tiger." That evening, Little Shaq watched TV with his brother, sister, and brand new kitten. He was so happy, he even let Tater watch his favorite show about lizards. After a few minutes, Tiger hopped down from the sofa and left the room. At the next commercial, Little Shaq followed. But when Little Shaq walked out, he saw something strange. A roll of toilet paper was streaming from the bathroom. He ran over to pick it up, but Mom was already there. Tiger was shredding toilet paper all over the floor. Mom turned to Little Shaq and raised an eyebrow. Little Shaq just laughed. "Don't worry, Mom. I've got it."